try to register. So to all of you who have jumped through the hurdles and hoops in order to be here, thank you very much. We will try to take you through this as orderly as we can. And when I mean this, this is pretty much the agenda. The first one I will race through. Then we should have Georgiana joining us to talk about Discovery X-ray and why we consider it important. And then we'll go through the rest of the agenda point, and we'll be helped by what they in university called an external lecturer. So it's me sitting in Kiev. It's Georgiana sitting in Bucharest if she can get Click Meeting to behave. There she is. And then the external lecturer is Niels Erik from Crayon Group. And very quickly, for those of you who don't know Crayon Group, used to be called CSP, I believe, but now it's an IT service provider that sells licenses, helps with cost reductions, IT infrastructure. And Crayon Group is 4,000 people in 46 locations, servicing close to 10,000 partners and more than 200,000 customers. And in that giant wheel of IT sits Niels Erik and is responsible for business applications, which include Business Central. And together with Niels Erik, we've been working together for the past year or so to help some of Crayon's partners move their customer solutions forward to a more cloud-enabled version of an ERP system. So that's who we are today. Very, very quickly about Global Mediator. Most of you know us. Dynamics software engineering company. Anything that needs to be done on Business Central, we do. If you want to see how we do it, we have put some of our internal tools in AppSource. They're available there. You can see what they look like and how we document them. That should give you a pointer for what I believe is the quality of work that we supply. But with close to 60 Business Central engineers working on a variety of solutions, we are a little bit of a development muscle in Eastern Europe. Why are we doing this? Couple of things. A, we think that Business Central SaaS has matured also for larger companies. With 40,000 companies on it, it is a fantastic solution in this space. There's still a lot of companies left that have to make this journey. There's a technology gap that's have grown since we started. So, say the idea that worked maybe 5 years ago, where we could shovel some code into a cloud solution and then make it work, seems to have changed a little bit. And with some of the changes ahead of us in Business Central 25, there's going to be even more of a gap. And then what we figured out is that some of the larger solutions actually remain. So that's the focus. We talk about this in the context of our Stairway to Cloud concept. We presented that at a webinar earlier. But the short version is that looking at some of the solutions that we've helped migrate forward over the past years, we decided to redefine, rework the model that we work after. And we found that one of the things that we always ran into was that we had different assumptions than the customers or the partners when we started working on the solution. So we have developed a Discovery X-ray tool, we call it, so that we can start with that and analyze what we see as the solution so that we get a common reference point to start from. And then we can move into the other phases of defining what it is that we actually want to do. We prefer to migrate data pretty early on in the process. We do that, A, because it gives us something relevant to work on, but it also gives us the opportunity to show the partner or the customer of the partner what their process looked like with their own data in Business Central SaaS. But we'll come back to Stereo to Cloud in later webinars. So this is just a very, very brief introduction. Discovery X-ray is, for some of you, you've probably worked with Beyond Compare or other tools where you try to compare objects to objects. We take this burden away from you. Not only do we do it a lot faster, we also do it a lot deeper, so we get a lot more detail in the analysis. And therefore, we risk, or we don't risk losing modifications that are overlooked. It is luckily automated, or mostly automated. We still need to find the relevant comparison. But the idea here is that you should be able to upload information on a customer zone. We should, unless we are overwhelmed by interest, be able to return to you within a couple of days and tell you what we found. The process of that will be a short meeting where we describe what we've done, what we see, some of the highlights, and then we can pass the information over to you. And then you can use that to discuss with your customers or your team what you see in this solution and what you want to do about it. And that was my introduction. I hope the next 6-7 minutes will be a little bit more detailed. And I will hand over the microphone to Georgiana.
Hello, thank you. So in this image, this is a structured overview of system modifications across different functional modules. As seen in the report, various areas have undergone changes, with some modules showing significantly higher modification counts. Understanding these changes is crucial for optimizing system performance and assuring alignment with business needs. By analyzing the number of modifications per module, we can identify critical areas requiring further attention, whether for performing tuning, migration strategy, or resource allocation. This data-driven insight allows us to prioritize actions that enhance operational efficiency while minimize unnecessary complexity. The Discovery X-ray analysis provides a comprehensive breakdown of the modifications across the software system. This analysis is instrumental in assessing the scope of changes, identifying areas that require attention, and helping us propose the most optional solution for the customer business. Okay, in this example, the analysis findings deeply dive into code modifications across the system. The analysis serves as a crucial step in ensuring transparency, maintainability, and quality within the software development lifecycle. Our analysis is structured in two primary sections. One is a high-level code change summary, which presents an aggregate view of code modifications across various code units. Key metrics include the number of changes, affected modules, and their categorization. This summary enables us to quickly identify high-impact areas that have undergone significant updates. And the second one is a detailed change log analysis, which offers a granular breakdown of specific code changes, providing insights into the nature and intent behind each modification. Changes range from new method implementation to global variable adjustments, along with structural and optional refinements within the code base. Some modifications involve unpaced code block changes, which may require further validation to ensure correctness and functionality. The latest advancements in Discovery X-ray, the version 1.3.01 allows us to handle namespace. What does this mean? This update brings significant improvements in code analysis, specifically in tracking references between customer code units and standard modules used within custom objects. The enhancement in this version is improved code reference tracking. This introduced the capacity to identify and map customer code unit to standard modules used within custom objects, offering greater transparency in code dependencies. Enhanced tree view for references. Currently, the tool provides one level tree structure, allowing developers and analysts to see directly relationship between the custom code units and standard system modules. Looking ahead, further future version of Discovery X-ray will support dependencies and the reference hierarchies. In this pie chart highlighting top standard modules used in custom objects, providing a clear representation of module dependencies. Okay, as a business impact and benefits, I can mention greater transparency and maintainability. That means the developers can now track dependencies efficiently, leading the better code management. Risk mitigation, identifying dependencies upfront helps in avoiding conflicts and unexpected behavior during system updates or custom development. Okay, as all us know that over the year, many organizations forgot what they are changing. That's why we are thinking that awareness of the modifications is a good first step. And we can help here with the results of Discovery X-ray. Once we have these results, we can review and prioritize findings by analyze the report and categorize modification based on business impact, identifying critical versus non-essential customizations. And also we can define migration strategy by starting with recommending the best approach, re-implementation or upgrade, map existing modification to standard BC feature or available extensions, assess the data migration needs, master data, transactions, historical records, and identify integration with third parties applications. And of course, you can find X-ray sample report on our customer result. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgiana. And now for the event that I've been waiting for, at least. So Niels Erik, did I introduce you correctly, or anything you would like to add?
No, I think that's very fine. I mean, we are an indirect distributor, which means that we are working for Microsoft with partners, and we are among the biggest BC distillers in Europe. So we are working with a lot of BC partners out there, and one of the focus areas will be this. And no, I didn't read all the books behind me; it's all fake. All right, so. Maybe I should add, Nikolai, that I have been in this business for 30 years now, working back with Navision software in the old days, and mainly work with the Dynamics NAV, now also Business Central for nearly all my work life. I'm actually going to put my business hat a little bit on. I mean, encouraging you guys to understand why this is important. And recently we did a survey amongst known NAV customers in Denmark. It was more than 200. We called them, asked them where they are today. And you can see that 27% of them are still in NAV. That's an interesting amount of customers still waiting to be migrated. And some of them might believe that it will be very expensive to do that. And I hope with this tool that we can probably show something else and at least get the process starting. So I'm coming back to that. 22% migrated to BC. That's good. But the big green one should be red, but it's green here. That actually states that 45% have changed to a non-Microsoft product. So if that's your customers out there and you don't know where they're going, they might still be on NAV or they might go somewhere else. So this is a recent survey and I encourage you to take that serious. I do, at least. So how can we cope with that? So if we turn the focus and say, why would customers be interested in the Business Central Cloud? I mean, ERP will be the latest or the last product that most companies will put in cloud, right? They put in mail, they put in music, files, everything else is in the cloud, but the ERP system is not yet in the cloud. So there must be a good reason for doing that. So customers can say whatever. Some will say no hardware and software costs, great for me, subscription. Or somebody will look at the ESG footprint. It might be better to have it in the cloud. Some are looking for extensive reporting. Some are looking for Copilot. And people always would like to be on the latest version. And beware of the last point here, maybe not that dependent on their partner. That's a little wave with the red flag as well. If you categorize this, I mean, there could be different areas where where customers are interested in moving to the cloud. In many cases, we just talk about the last upgrade. But I actually think the cloud journey in itself, how to empower people and processes, doing better, integrations, we have insights, analytics, and so on. I guess you will get the slides after this, so you can see the more details on what we have identified customers looking at. And if you don't have this discussion with your customer, then I guess somebody else will. So what are we suggesting? We are suggesting to look at your existing NAV customer base, and we definitely want to get involved with that. And then put all of them or some of them through the Discovery X-ray process and get the analysis report in for your evaluation. And the evaluation will be, okay, it could be an easy, maybe a quick migration, quick start. You could probably do that yourself, but it could also be that we need to look deeper into the process, maybe look at a bigger migration project. Talk to Global Mediator about it. How can you leverage on their resources? Maybe a combination with your own resources. So what I actually suggest here is do a scan of your customer base or selection of the customer base, because this can actually be done without even looking at the customer data, which means that you can proactively do that and engage with your customers and say, hey, we did an initial evaluation of your code. We believe that there is a good possibility to do a migration project within a certain investment time frame and investment of money and time frame, which also means that you can actually plan your resources for the period to come if you have an agreement with when are the individual customers going to do the migration. So that's my second last slide. The last slide I have is this one. I said it before. I mean, fact is that if you're not doing it, somebody else will. There are a lot of partners out there who wants to migrate your NAV customer base, but there are also a lot of competitors who wants to grab your customers. So if they have a wrong idea about what it takes to actually move there, I think you should get this started, and where you can get that process running. Back to you, Nikolai.
Thank you very much. It's such a nice slide. I'll let it hang there for a little while. But how do you start this? We have actually put Customer Zone on the website. This is where you'll find it. What we've also put in Customer Zone is that we've actually put in a description of each step that we want to go through. So that is also available. The way you get in is fairly simple. You register. I think either Eugenie or I will have to press approve. But then you'll get a link, and when you activate the link, you'll also get an SMS code. The reason we've done it that way is because we want to make sure that we don't have passwords and access hanging in some browsers. So every time you go in, you'll get an SMS with a passcode for high security. So fairly straightforward. Once you're in, it asks if you're ready to start the system analysis. We will have both a questionnaire coming up that you can fill in to give us more information, and you'll have the possibility of uploading information that we can use for the analysis that you want us to do. And based on that, we will get back to you and say, we have received what we need, we will start. And we will try to set up a date for taking you through what we have discovered. So a relatively straightforward process. It's easy to get started in our mind. We can automate the analysis. We prefer to show you what we have found and highlight some of the things that we have found. But after that, you will be able to play around on your own and interpret the results the way you want to do it. We can also, once we've seen what it is, discuss what we should do about it and how we can help you do something about it. And you get this package for currently, I would have to say, €750 a shot. So I would say the encouragement from our side is to check out the Customer Zone. If you don't like going through a Customer Zone, you can also reach us the old-fashioned way. We still like to talk to people and find out what the needs are. So we're very, very open for that. And with that, that was actually what we had to show today. We still have some time open for this last slide. I've always found that when I put it as the last slide and I write questions and question mark, then I get very few of them. But I've also been checking the chat to see if I got some questions from you, and I didn't see very many. So do we have any open questions? Then let me know. If you have questions that you don't want to share, and yes, the analysis will be provided to potential client partners. The only thing is that we ask for an hour of your time to take you through what we have found so that we can show you what it is rather than leaving you to draw your own conclusions in a spreadsheet. But the results will be available to you. I hope to get some more questions from those of you who made it through the Click Meeting labyrinth and got through to us. We will reach out to you after this, and there'll probably be a recording of this that you can either enjoy or forget, but it will be there. And I think we'll also send out a small video on how you can access the Customer Zone, because that is maybe easier to understand than a couple of slides. So with that, I would like to thank you all. I hope we gave you something that you can use, and look forward to continuing this discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.